Welcome to America the Beautiful, an introduction to the country's national parks. In this monthly series, we'll be visiting a different national park in each episode and exploring some of the beauty and majesty that exists within this expansive country. At last count, there are 58 national parks in the system, and in this series we'll be visiting at least 50 of them and checking out some of the amazing things to see and do inside of each of these parks. Now, for the first episode of this series, it's fitting that we visit the very first national park in the national park system, Yellowstone National Park. Now, Yellowstone was created as a national park in 1872 by President Teddy Roosevelt, who was a staunch supporter of the environment and believed that we should preserve the beauty that we have within this country. Yellowstone is an obvious site for the first national park because it has some amazing features that you can enjoy if you ever get a chance to visit. It's not in the most convenient location, as it's tucked inside of the corners of Wyoming and Montana, a little bit of Idaho. But if you do get a chance to get out there, it is definitely worth seeing. Now, the first thing most people think of when they think of Yellowstone is, of course, Old Faithful. But Old Faithful is definitely not the only geyser available for viewing by the public in Yellowstone National Park. Yellowstone actually has the highest concentration of geysers in the world, and you can see many of them erupting on a regular basis in and around Yellowstone National Park. But you have to make sure to check out Old Faithful. It erupts every hour or hour and a half, so you'll have to make sure to time it right. But you'll get a good solid minute of eruption as you watch the building and the bubbling and eventually the outpouring of water as heat rises from the core and erupts through the geyser known as Old Faithful. Once you've checked that out, there's plenty more to see in Yellowstone. It's a huge expanse of land, easy to drive right through, and it's one of those parks where you really don't even have to get out of your car to see a lot of the beauty that exists in the national park. Because right along the roads, there are many open expanses, and you're guaranteed to see a good handful of North America's classic beast, the buffalo. A big, beautiful creature, one that was threatened by extinction for a long time. But we, as a country, and especially the national park system, has done a great job of protecting these animals and preserving them for the future. So definitely look, take pictures, but don't get too close, because these creatures can have a bit of a temper and they will attack if they are provoked. So enjoy them, and also, if you're lucky, you might even see a bear. Yellowstone is full of both brown bears and grizzly bears. So if you catch it on the right day, you can see these intense creatures in their natural habitat. But if you do, even more so than a buffalo, make sure that you look from a distance, because as I'm sure you know, while beautiful, majestic, and impressive, they're also highly dangerous and deserve to be left alone and appreciated for the amazing creatures that they are. That's a quick peek at Yellowstone National Park. If you only get to see a couple national parks in the country, that's definitely one to check out, one of the classics. Join us next month for another episode of America the Beautiful, as we check out our national park system and enjoy the beauty that lies within. I'm your host, Jimmy Mack. See you next month.